The black and white script at the entrance to the door on the left is a recent inscription on all private and public schools in the state of Punjab. It reads, "No punishment, only love." The government of Punjab prohibits any bodily injury in all private and public schools. In case of any complaint or problem, contact the Vihari District Education Office at 067 336 2816. When asked regarding this from the girls in the school, they stated that it never happened here. However, they know their brothers are still beaten and ill treated in their schools for talking, not doing homework, and misbehaving with elders in the school. The sanctity of the women figure in the village and the tribal culture, the maintenance of her honor and respect, restricted me to take pictures of the girls in the beginning of my work at school. Thus, pictures of the facility were taken after school hours. Even though school was in session, end of grade exams had already culminated in April, and students were free to do whatever they wanted. Some came to school while others chose to work on farmlands. As I approached the school each morning, I would find all the girls playing in the grounds, drinking water from the small tap well, climbing trees, or helping teachers with making attendance registers for next year. Students are taught and expected to practice Islamic values and morals during their life in the school. The girls complain that boys from the neighborhood come either during or after school hours when a few of the girls are around and throw stones at the windows, breaking the glass. The rooms are spacious, but the benches are not enough for seating 50 to 60 girls, resulting in at least 4 to 5 on a bench, making it difficult for them to concentrate and write. All classrooms had painted inscriptions in Urdu and English languages relating to the students' level and curriculum. These inscriptions, which can be seen in two of the pictures in 7th grade, consisted of a code of conduct, a Quranic verse asking for help in everything we do, a poem praising God, structure of a cell, function of a thermometer, and a small passage from the story The Wolf and the Crane. The students and teachers shared the instructional approach in classes during their discussion about the school with me. They consistently repeated that the teachers would listen to the lesson at the beginning of the class, instruct the lesson of the day by providing examples and problem questions listed in the textbook. These questions were solved by the teacher on the board, which the students would memorize for the next day. The need for memorization was of the exact method and style of the answer was emphasized for all subject areas including math, because the questions in the exam at the end of the year would be exactly the same as those provided in the textbook. Those who had a better grasp on the answer knew it verbatim and would be academically successful and achieve high scores, both in the school exam as well as on the state test. This concept is well explained by Hoodboy when he writes in relation to Pakistani schooling. To a significant degree, the rote nature of contemporary education can be traced to attitudes inherited from the traditional education, wherein knowledge is something to be acquired rather than discovered, and in which the attitude of the mind is passive and receptive rather than creative and inquisitive. The social conditioning of an authoritarian traditional environment means, as an inescapable consequence, that all knowledge comes to be viewed as unchangeable, and all books tend to be memorized or venerated to some degree. The concept of knowledge as a problem solving tool which evolves over time is alien to the traditional thought. I designed a transformative curriculum for the students and taught math and Islamic studies, the students' two most loved subjects, using the approach to 7th and some 8th grade girls. We used trapezium manipulatives to teach how the area of a trapezium is calculated. The students, having memorized the formula, were very quick in responding to my questions. However, when they were divided into 7 groups with 7 to 8 students each of their own choice and provided small manipulatives with small problems, only one group was able to arrive at the correct answer. I retaught the concept to the other groups, provided them ample opportunity and time for reassessing their work till they thought they have the correct answers, and indeed they did. All of us then went out, dug trapeziums in the school ground that each group had as a manipulative, and discussed the different shapes and sizes of land, how they can help their parents and relatives working in the field to calculate area, the water intake and seeds required by that land. We all discussed that not all lands have the same shape and size, just like our 5 fingers and people around us. We should be respectful to everyone around us, be able to listen, honor differences, and learn from each other. The students provided great input on all aspects and later commented, "I wish our teachers would teach us like this. It was so much fun." This led to a discussion about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his examples of respecting and appreciating the differences among people. Our discussion centered around the kinds of jobs that were done by the Prophet, peace be upon him, such as housework, cooking, sewing, serving people, tending sheep, trading, farming, etc., which made the girls question the jobs done by their parents. One of them commented, "My father never does any work at home. My sisters and I are always there to provide him with everything he needs in the house." Another commented, "My father helps with cleaning the house and cooking with my mother after coming back from the fields." A student intrigued by our discussion stated, I don't know why we have categorized jobs. My mother works in the farmland just like my dad, and my father helps my mom with the housework when they return. In the same groups, the students later worked on their Muslim role models and wrote important aspects about each one of them on big colored chart papers by consulting different books. Each group shared one aspect about their role model with the whole class. The students were most excited about sharing it with others. This was something new for us, it was exciting, and it gave each one of us an opportunity to share. Even the ones who speak the least said something about our role models. When I spoke about art, they said it was something they did during their spare time at home. It is a waste of time in schools, our teachers say, commented one. I had brought with me some markers, colored chart papers, and rice. They broke up into groups of their own choice, drew, colored, and used rice for designing. Word spread across the village about the fun teacher from United States, and students went to each other's house, convincing them to come the next day to enjoy learning. Each lesson was conducted on different days, and it was amazing to see the number of students that had turned up for the last lesson. There were at least 50 to 60 in the classroom that last day with no place to sit. Teachers were intrigued and often came to see what the commotion was all about. One of them commented during the math lesson to me while the students were working in groups. Don't you think it is disruptive to make the students work in groups? You cannot teach them the curriculum this way. She had a surprised look on her face as she saw the enthusiasm with which students asked great questions and were totally engrossed in doing the different activities. My experience with this was really good. I learned while playing. Why don't you teach us everything? She had tears in her eyes while she said, maybe I will remember more of the teachers through playing. When students were asked what they would like to change about the school, they stated with tears and distress, everything is good. Even though our teachers don't teach us like you did, we can live with it as long as we have our one and only wish come true, a high school. We will be indebted to you for our life if you can do this for us. Ah, I wish I can do it for them someday.